Right. All right. All right. All right. I want to welcome everybody to the On the Map podcast. I'm your host, Coach Paul. That handsome young fellow over there is my co-host, Jay. This
What
young
up?
man in the middle is who we're about to meet. But this podcast is to highlight high school athletes, also give these young athletes a platform to tell their stories as they pursue their dreams in life. No matter what the dream is, remember, this is only the beginning. So I got a list of accolades I got to read real quick because this young man is ranked number 14th in the LA City section for scoring 112 points, which led him to being ranked being ranked number one in the Marine League and 14th in the city section for the same stat line. He was named the Open Division and the Marine League Player of the Year. His senior campaign finished with him having 769 rushing yards, 12 touchdowns, 400 rushing yards with 5 TDs, and he threw for 257 yards for 4 TDs. Jesus Christ, even reading it, I'm the one that typed this, and even reading this is legit. This young man goes to Banning High School in Wilmington, California. He's also a University of Wyoming commit. Please welcome Steven Perez to the show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pleasure to have you here, Steven.
Welcome to
Thank
the
you for
show,
joining
dude.
us.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, we'll just kick it right off. So, Steven, how did you react when you received Player of the Year, not only for the Marine League, but also for the Open Division?
Well, I'm not gonna be honest. It wasn't really like accolades aren't my thing. I'm more of a I don't know how to explain it, but I told my mom and my stepdad, and they were like super stoked. And I told them like it didn't really mean nothing to me because it wasn't the season we expected. I don't know. That's just the type of guy I am. Like I'd rather have a great season, winning season, rather than receiving individual accolades.
Okay, that's understandable. But
Yeah.
there had to be, even with the season that you had, and I totally understand that. There had to be something like in the back of your mind that was like, F yeah, I did it.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, though, I wanted to be the all area. I wanted the all area, but my boy Ryan, he balls. He
Okay.
balls at PV. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Ryan, I can't pronounce his last name, but the quarterback?
Rakowski. Yeah.
Yeah, Raquel. Okay,
We
there we
played for
go.
the same youth team, but I missed him by 1 year.
Oh,
At
okay.
Rampage. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great player. We have a
Yeah.
question on Palos Verdes later in the show, but when we get to it, we'll get. So, kind of my next question is: so you had pretty much a great career at Banning. Your sophomore year, sorry, you guys ran into eventual champions Birmingham. Your junior year, you guys won it all in Division One, and you guys made it to state, losing by it was a close game against Woodland Christian. And then this year, ultimately, you guys lost to a tough San Pedro team that made it to the championship. In your opinion, what was the biggest difference between your team the junior year and the teams that fell short in your sophomore and senior year?
I feel like the junior team was just much more committed. We had a great core of seniors that were able to lead. Like I was still underclassmen my junior year. I wasn't a leader yet. I had some great leaders who were able to lead the team. Our O line, we had offensive line leaders, and this year I just felt like me too, like me involved, we were just lacking leader wise. There's a lot of individuals, and that's including me. My sophomore year, I feel like that was a great team, but we had a bad draw. Birmingham was nice that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great team.
Birmingham is always nice.
Yeah.
Hey, so just to piggyback on what you said, you're talking about how your junior year you guys had a nice group of like leaders that were seniors.
Yeah.
And taking accountability, like I heard you take accountability and you lacking in that area at some point. Did you find that that had a crucial like outcome to this year? Like maybe you feel like maybe you could have done a little bit more as a leader, or you did all you could and the outcome was the outcome.
Yeah, no, I definitely could have done more as a leader, and that just started in the weight room. Like, because we go by lifting groups,
Okay.
and not all the groups, like, they weren't taking care of their business. A lot of them were, and a lot weren't. So, actually, like, a part on me where I should have been catching that in preseason, because those habits are going to lead into season. So, that was a big thing. And yeah, that was on me and a couple other guys, but yeah.
What would you say was the reason why, like, maybe you didn't. As a young man, sometimes we're faced with like, okay, like if I say too much, sometimes people may take it the wrong way. But
Yeah,
like, what
yeah,
was that? Was that what you ran into?
yeah. There was just sometimes where like I wanted to keep it to myself. I didn't want to, because when I don't know, I don't come off as a nice person when I got like, especially on the football field, I'm not nice.
Yeah.
So like when it comes to that, I just don't speak nicely.
So I'm not gonna hit you with if you could do it all again. I'm gonna hit you with if you could give one piece of advice to a kid that has the same potential as you and has the ability to replace you as a leader next year. What is the one thing you're going to tell them about being a leader?
As a leader, gotta be vocal. You gotta be more vocal than everyone else. Gotta be vocal in the weight room. You gotta lead by example in the classroom, especially. And then when it comes to the football field, you should already be leading by example there. But the two things off the field are the biggest important things.
Okay, that's what's up. Hey, so me and Jay have this is a consensus, like a consensus opinion between Jay and I. You clearly play in the best league in the city.
Yeah.
What team did you look forward to playing the most? I would say, yeah, you know what? Because it's collectively, like you were there for 4 years. So, what
hmm
team did you look forward to playing the most every year?
My first year was Pedro. My last year was Carson because
Oh,
Carson they had a lot of transfers and I just wanted to knock them out. I, it wasn't a Carson team. It was a transfer team that year. And I wanted to
There
knock
we
them out.
go.
hey,
Playing out the smoke.
hey, people can't even get mad. Like these kids are not dumb. Like these kids, the kids go through it. So, hey, for all our
Yeah.
viewers and our listeners, like when we tell you this all the time, when our young athletes get on here and give you their opinion, it's because they are with the now and that's how they feel. Like don't persecute them for their opinion.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the Carson guys, and I'm great friends with a lot of them. A lot of them we play youth football together too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys played San Pedro twice this year, but my question is the in the first meeting you guys lost by one. What happened in the first meeting for you guys to come up short by one?
Like the final play or
Like, yeah, yeah.
how close it
So,
was.
so we know that the second game you guys lost by 10 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But normally they tell you a team's always hard to beat twice.
Yeah.
I think fatigue and the being familiar with each other is what led to the second game being a little different. I want to know what happened in the first game where
No.
you guys almost
Uh,
had them for the first
yeah,
time in
no, I
four
could tell
years.
it was the energy. It was the energy.
Okay.
When we were walking down the Coliseum tunnel, they were walking down in front of us. Like our whole team was just everyone was chirping. Like I mean, that was the first ever time I got butterflies before a game.
Ooh,
So
nice.
I was hyped. Like right, I walked on the field and like the energy was so different. First play of the game, it was a tackle for loss, and our whole team was just chirping. Everyone was hyped, and that was just throughout the whole game. It was a very vocal game. And then compared to the second game, I just feel like that the energy wasn't there that was at the Coliseum.
Okay. Now, did you
Yeah,
guys go for two? Is that why you guys like? Did you guys go for the win and then you guys just came
yeah,
up short?
yeah. Yeah. It
Okay,
was
yeah.
a power play.
Oh, okay.
On the
We
on the
yeah.
second matchup with Pedro, would you say kind of the morale of the team, when you guys were down, did the morale kind of affect the team? Because you guys at that point were on a bit of a losing streak. Do you think
Yeah,
that kind of affected the team?
yeah. I'm sure that played a big role, but at the end of the day, I'm not trying to come up with no excuses.
I
We
Yeah,
like that.
lost that game. Yeah.
yeah, that's a great answer. But that first Pedro game was a nail biter too. I was checking on
Dude, that's like
Twitter
I
the
want
whole
that game
night
back
trying to
every
get
day,
updates.
bro.
Yeah, it was a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before Jay goes on to the next question, like I looked at your schedule for I went back and I looked at your schedule last year and then the year like your sophomore year, right? And I don't know what it was. Like I think I I honestly like I agree with Jay. Like the last part of your guys' season, like it was not the easiest run, man. And then you guys got you due to strength of schedule, you guys still got stuck in open and still had to go against Pedro again. And I'm not saying that you guys weren't worthy of playing them based off of what happened junior year. Like you guys didn't make the open, you guys ran the table and you walked away with it, right? I'm not saying that that's what would have happened again, but do you feel that you guys got a fair shake at the end of the season? Like opens where you needed to be, or should you guys have been in one again just based off of that?
No, I feel like Open was the right decision, especially since what we did in D1 last year. I just
Perfect.
feel like
Nice.
if they put us in D1, again, it would have been the same result. And I was happy we got Open because that's the big stage. That's where you want to be.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great answer. I agree with Steven 100%. I knew
Yeah,
just their strength of schedule, the non-league, I knew that that body of work would have got them through the to open. So I'm not
Yeah.
surprised that they ended up in open. And really that Pedro match, I know they lost twice, but any given year that's a flip of a coin on whoever could win. So a few plays go their way and boom, Banning could be in the
yeah,
Yeah,
semifinals
because
or final.
for real.
no, yeah, because when I looked at last year's like draw, I was just like, oh, okay, not no wonder, but it's like, dude, these guys are like King Drew and Palisades were the best teams in D1, like
Yeah,
regardless of their rank. Like you guys were the best team in D1 last year, and it showed.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Exactly, yeah. So you guys played against Redondo Union this year. Kind of, this is kind of a two-part question. How was it pulling off the upset? You know, because they eventually won to a state title, D5, I think, something like that. How was it like playing in that game? And two, how was it playing against players of that caliber? Because Palos Verdes is a great team.
Yeah, yeah. No, that game was magical. That game was great. The Palos Verdes game. Yeah, that was a great game. I feel like we all played together that game too. Like
Hmm.
that was the reason our defense, right? That's Ryan Gronkowski, one of the best quarterbacks in SoCal, and we held him to 7 points. And fun fact, they scored on their first drive. They never scored after that.
yeah,
I didn't know
So
that.
that's 4 quarters of defense that we played perfectly. We executed our game plan, and then we tapped away on offense. And I just like that. The last play, I got a pick, and
Yeah.
the whole team, like, I mean, that's
hey,
just
and you
something
got
to
up there
remember
too. I
forever.
seen the highlight of that
Yeah.
in the end zone. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
sheesh,
yeah,
that boy
that's just
could
something
jump.
to remember forever. I mean, I in class that following Monday, I had a random kid come up to me and was like, "Are you number one?" I was like, "Yeah,
Yes, yes, I am.
That's how you
yeah,
know people saw when you were
yeah."
like,
Yeah,
wait,
No, that
is
that
that
game
number
was
five on campus? That's how you know.
that game was
yeah.
amazing.
When did it kind of click in your head that oh, like maybe an upset is maybe an upset's possible?
At
Or did you know
halftime,
beforehand?
oh, well, obviously you're going. I never go into a game to lose. That's just not how you
Hmm.
go into a game. But at halftime, I think it was 7-0. They were up. Our offense wasn't clicking.
Okay.
We made our adjustments and Coach Poppers, I mean his pregame speeches and halftime speeches, oh my gosh, dude, they'll just get you like want to punch someone.
He's a motivator.
Like
Nice.
his
Yeah.
speeches are like we went out there and we were just ready, especially halftime. And I think we scored third quarter 7-7 or in the fourth. We got a big stop and we just picked away, scored, and it was all up to that last drive when we made the stop. It was, I mean, everyone erupted.
It
Yeah,
was a
man, that was
walk
a
off.
great game.
Hey,
That
it
was a
Yeah.
was
great game.
Es-
the
Yeah.
video was
especially with the
legit.
fan base we have. Oh, it'd be packed there.
Hmm.
Everyone went off. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, that
That's
was an
awesome.
amazing game. Not just for Banny, but also kind of just the city section in general. That's such a great win,
Yeah.
against the great Southern section too.
I definitely agree. Um, you guys got to face like some talent all year round,
Um,
and this isn't really like I guess in your guys' words is to glaze a kid, right? Um, I have a friend that coached at LA Harbor, and he was talking big, like, hey, when this kid transferred in, they're like, oh, this is who we got. And I was like, oh, okay. About 3 weeks later, he's gone. The kid
yeah.
transfers to Redondo Union. So you guys got to line up against Cole Leinert. Look, regardless of the outcome, like that kid's a stud. How was it playing against like a quarterback that like this is a guy and he's going, I could see him at the D1 level.
Yeah, actually, first play of the game, right? We were the first game he was eligible. So he
Mm,
was lined up at receiver, but no, I didn't know who he was.
Okay.
Like I knew his name, but I didn't know like what he looked like or nothing.
Okay.
They hit us with a flea flicker first play of the game. Him at
Oh shit.
receiver. No one, no one. He dropped like a 50-yard bomb. No one. I was like, wow. And then the rest of the game, he was playing quarterback. So I was like, wow, that was him. But yeah, he was. Yeah, he lit us up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It made you better, man.
yeah.
All right. So on November 28th, you found out that 247 Sports had ranked you a 3-star. Congratulations
Yes, sir. Thank
for
you.
accomplishing that. By the way, that is no easy feat. Let's talk about the moment for you. Like, I know you told us earlier not about individual accolades, but getting stars in our perspective sport is a big deal,
Hmm.
regardless of where we end up at the end of the season. So how did that make you feel to receive those stars, man?
Yeah, yeah. That was a great moment. I really enjoyed that moment. I feel like a lot of the work I put in the off season paid off when other scouts, like national scouts, were able to rate me. Yeah, that was a moment where it paid off, and especially coming right after the Wyoming commitment. So those are just
yeah,
two great moments to back to back.
Nice.
yeah, that's a big moment. I mean,
Yeah,
I
and
know,
I enjoyed that one.
yeah, I know ultimately a lot of coaches do say like stars don't matter, and they don't,
They don't.
but it's kind of cool when you do get stars. I'm gonna
Yeah,
be real. It's kind of cool to have, oh, I'm a 3-star, I'm a 4, I'm a
Yeah,
5-star.
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So I will say that for sure. So speaking of Wyoming, you had Wyoming, Utah Tech, Southern Utah, and I believe Bucknell. Kind of your offers slash interests. What made you choose Wyoming in the end?
yeah. So I was really high on Utah Tech. Visiting there, I visited there 2 times. Had a great connection with their linebacker coach, but when you go to Wyoming, it's a whole different world you're in. It's a whole different level of football. Their facilities are a whole different level. And it was just a no-brainer to me, especially with their coaching staff and what they're able to do with developing linebackers. It was a no-brainer. And I feel like they have a great culture being built around Coach Savell, first year head coach. So I feel like it's gonna be nothing but great things there.
Nice.
That's
Hey,
amazing,
did they show you Josh Allen's spot like on the wall?
yeah.
No, maybe they
Nah.
did. I don't know. I had a really bad memory.
Oh, okay. Hey
Yeah, my
man,
memory is extremely bad.
you better protect yourself in college. Wear that skull cap, bro.
I know.
People say that that like it's not drippy. That's why they don't wear the skill cap or whatever it's
I know.
called.
Hey, they'll save you though. It's
Protect
Yeah,
insane.
your brain.
yeah.
CTE is real.
Steven Perez will be. He's gonna join the likes of Alonzo Hall and Jalali Ellison, who played at City Section Schools at Wyoming. They graduated a while ago, or I think they transferred out, but nice little piece of history right there. So can you
Yes, sir. I never knew
explain
that.
your relationship with your coach Grajeda and kind of what impact he had on your life, not only as a football player, but just Steven the person?
Yeah, I feel like he's a great mentor of how, like, he knows how to lead the example by how to become a man. And I feel like he does, like, his speeches he has, they'll really light some shine in you, and they'll bring the man out of you rather than the boy. That's just something I really learned from him. I never spoke too much with him outside of football. It was always kind of a football thing with me and him. So
Hmm.
that's really all to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, before I ask this next question, with the type of season that you guys had last year and winning it all to this year, getting to where you were at the end of the season, your school or your school is now looking for a head coach. Was that a surprise to you?
Yeah, it was a surprise. I thought he had a couple more years left in him, but whatever made him make that decision, there's nothing but you to do and respect it. He coached there for a long 10 years,
Yeah.
did nothing but
Yeah.
great things for the community, and all you can really do is respect it.
Now, we talked a little bit earlier about being vocal. So right now I'm going to give you a moment to be vocal because as you leave, um there's an underclassman right now that is looking at you as the example, and they're about to get faced with, I want to say, some of the biggest adversity that underclassmen really face. Getting a new head coach going into a senior year is a bit of a challenge, right? Because we're in the middle of January and you guys don't have a head coach yet. So, what is your vocal piece of advice to the next leaders at Banning High School going into their senior year, faced already starting off with a little bit of adversity?
Right. So it's a big step, right? You don't have a head coach. Well, now they're looking for someone to look up to, and you're going to be that guy. So my words would be just lead by example. In the weight room, they're gonna be watching you, how you work. You don't want to be laughing in the corner, looking in the mirror, looking at yourself. You got to lead. You got to be the one lifting weights. When it's on the field, you got to be in the front of the lines, vocal with the stretches, make sure no one's goofing off, and then last but most importantly, you can't be that guy who's a leader gets grade cut. You got to you got to maintain a high GPA. Because that's the biggest thing. There's without school, you're not gonna be able to go nowhere. And if you don't have school, other people are gonna be like, "Oh, I'm too cool for school yet." No, yeah, school's the biggest important thing, and that's how you gotta lead. That's where it starts.
That's a
Nice. I
dope
love
ass
that
answer,
answer.
bro.
I
That
like
is
that
a dope
answer.
ass
Yee.
answer.
The school
Yee, for
part, I like that.
sure. I like that one.
Kind of staying on the topic of underclassmen, I'm gonna kind of throw a curveball. I'm gonna take out Cody Galloway, so I want you to name me. We'll do three underclassmen for Banning that will kind of explode onto the scene next year.
All right,
Not
one
not
is
Cody Galloway because I feel like he's on the radars of like tons of
I was
coaches
about to
out
yeah,
say you're
he
taking
would have been
away
my
like the number one guy.
he would have been my
there.
first person. Yeah, now one though is he was our he me and him were switching at quarterback. He's never played football before. He's a baseball player, but his arm is super strong.
Oh, nice.
Noah Tovalu. Yeah,
Okay.
he,
Okay.
he has he has a strong arm. He just needs to build up that IQ a little bit and the football
Mhm.
experience because he doesn't have any game time. Two, probably Lonzo. He's a safety. He had a couple pitch for us this year, probably around 3 pitch. I played with. He was always on the younger team at the Harbor Area Pilot, so he has that
Okay.
experience. Right now, you just gotta put him on the field. You have experience to play your whole life.
Yeah.
The third one, yeah, probably Eric. He's one of our bigger linemen. He's probably like
Big
six
guy. Yeah.
five.
hmm
Yeah, probably Eric. He needs to be more vocal. Right, it's time. It's his time to lead by example. But yeah, I feel like he has a lot of room for improvement. But when he hits that room for improvement, like he'll be a different type of person.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a great answer. Thanks for the insight. So my
Yeah.
next question is on your commitment, the commitment picture. It's kind of you pointing at a shirt that says "Just a kid from Wilmington" or "Just some kids from Wilmington."
Yep.
Who kind of inspired that, and what kind of gave you the
Excuse my
idea for that?
language. That shirt is hard as fuck. That is a
That's a
Hell
great
dope
yeah.
shirt.
ass shirt.
Hell
Yes.
yeah. I
Yes. Coach
mean,
Paul's right.
like it's just one of those things where when people ask you where you're from, you can't say Wilmington. They don't know where it is. So I always have to say, oh, I'm right by Long Beach, or I'm from the
Mm,
Harbor area, right? It's no one knows where Wilmington is, and when you do know where Wilmington is, it's just not somewhere where people are gonna. You're not gonna find people who talk highly about it unless you're from Wilmington.
Right.
That's just one of those things where my whole family's from here. We all grew up here. I'm like fourth generation Banning student, so I'm always representing my
nice.
city, and especially far from nowhere where no one knows where Wilmington is. I'm gonna definitely represent. So we had those shirts made after we beat PV.
Okay.
Mm,
Right. Um, my coach literally lives down the block from me. Made
Okay.
those shirts. It was for the linemen only though, but I so happened to be in the picture, so I got one. And I ended up taking in my suitcase to Wyoming, and my mom was so happened to wear it that day. No, I was wearing it. I was wearing it. And I put the uniform on, and she goes, "I want to wear that shirt. I want that shirt." She said, "Let me wear that shirt." So
Yeah.
she put it on, and yeah, those pictures were fire. They mean a lot to me too.
Hey, that's why when I made that grad, like it's funny because like me and Jay, we text randomly, right?
Hmm.
So
yeah.
I'll be like, we'll either be in conversation or I'll just send him like 90 pictures. Like, what do you
Uh,
think? So I was doing your graphic, and like your graphic to me like came easy. As soon as I saw that picture, I was like, "This is
Yeah,
the main
no
picture.
brainer.
No
Hell yeah.
brainer, bro. No brainer." I love that picture. That picture is that picture is
Yeah,
hard.
pitch was fire.
Yeah, that picture is great. It's just you kind of embody what I want to say 90% of city section kids are who play in the city. Just
Yeah,
neighborhood kids who went to middle school, elementary school, high school together and stuff like that. And it's just a great shirt overall. And it's hard, as Coach Paul said. Yeah.
yeah. Hey,
Hell yeah. Yes, sir.
speaking of all of us being from like the same area, speaking of us being all from the same area or in the vicinity, you played youth football for the LA Rampage. Hey
Uh-huh.
man, the class. I found out what class you're part of. Can you
Oh
please
yeah,
yeah, can you
yeah.
tell our viewers and our listeners who else you played football with?
Jaden Jefferson, Cathedral, um,
Dog.
DJ Claxton, Modern Day, uh, Ryan Rakowski was out for me. He's obviously at PV. Elo Inglewood, he's blowing up. He had a great game versus losing her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, LJ, he's up in Fresno. I don't know, I'm probably missing a bunch of big names. So that team is so stacked. I mean, it's just unfair.
Hey, so when I like this was kind of like a hidden gem question that I found. Like I was doing my research and I was like, holy crap. Like,
Yeah.
look, like there's kids that ball, right? And that stand out. And you being the only one from Wilmington, and I'm not taking any shots at anybody from your city at all, but you don't hear too many people from Wilmington making it out like you're making it out. So I
Yeah.
kind of was like, yo, I wonder how he grew up playing football, like who he played with.
Yeah. So I grew up Harbor area pilots right here.
Right.
Practiced out Harbor Park, 8U, 812U. That 13U, we broke apart.
And then
So
you went over to the Rampage.
went up to Rampage, right? Oh, big name, Devon Mutra,
Yeah, yeah.
Sarah. He's
Okay.
blowing up right now. He's nice, man. I remember I wanted to be like him when I play with him.
Yeah.
The way he played, yeah, he's nice.
All I gotta say is that group of kids in the LA Rampage and any coach that had any hand in your guys' upbringing should be very proud because you guys are putting on for the city and you guys are putting on for your guys' age group. I swear. Real talk.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah.
Is I'm not I'm actually not like informed on any youth football at all. Is LA Rampage like one of the big teams in LA?
So when I played, we were the number one team in the nation.
Oh
Uh,
wow, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think they have a little team right now, like a 9U
Mm-hmm.
or a
Okay.
10U, but they broke apart
Right.
Hmm.
because it was a super team. They all left the high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um. Okay. So without going into too much like of the Pop Warner world, like it's. I'm not saying it's watered down, but there's a lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot that goes on into that. There's a lot of politicking. There's a lot of teams that pop up and there's subdivisions. And I'm a
Okay.
12U team. I'm the LA, and I'm just throwing out a name like I'm the LA Money Boys, but I'm tied to the LA Rampage. So instead of being LA Rampage, they're the Money Boys, but
Yeah.
they're under that umbrella.
Yeah.
So youth football right now is in a state of 911. Hopefully, these guys can get it together, the powers that be, and save it because there's some young talent out there that I would hate to see not be able to play youth
Mm.
sports. But
Now,
yeah, let's get back to us
real quick, just give me a one word answer. Is this kind of recent, or has this been going on for a while?
for a while.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So, Steven, my next question is, what are you most excited about when you head to Wyoming? And also, are you like, do you think it'll be a culture shock from Wilmington to, is it Laramie? Laramie?
Laramie. Yeah.
Laramie, Wyoming?
Yeah. I keep getting a low device
Okay,
storage.
yeah, just keep going. We'll be okay. I'll
All
edit
right.
all that out. Yeah, yeah, you're
Yeah.
good. We
All right.
literally only have like one more question, and then we'll be done.
All right. Yeah. So, damn. What I'm looking forward to most is probably like the change of level of football is going to be. Like it's the speed of the game is going to be so much faster. Well, this is what I'm expecting. I can tell you, and what they're going to be able to do to me, like in the weight room. I can't wait to see how I develop from my first
Hmm.
year to my second year. and I can't wait to see that the transformation that they're gonna be able to do on me. And the culture shock, yeah. If you check the weather right now, it's like negative degrees out there. Yeah, yeah,
Ah, about to
yeah.
freeze that
Yeah,
ass off,
yeah,
boy.
yeah. You don't catch me in 8 puffers, dude. I'm be
8 puffers,
no,
3
I'm
beanies,
not. It's not.
everything.
I'm nice here in the harbor where I'm just chilling every day when it's hot. I still got the breeze from the ocean.
Right.
You know.
Do you
Oh,
think
go
do you
ahead.
think you'll be able to handle the cold? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm
Yeah.
a Cali boy through and through. 60 degrees, I have a puffer, beanie, everything on.
Yeah, I think I'll be fine, but it definitely and the air is super thin and 7,000 elevation. Yeah, yeah. It's like if you guys go to Big Bear, it's like being up there behind.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I gotta
Nice.
start running up there.
I think you're gonna be okay, but because this is my last tidbit before we take off. Hey, man, I found out this little fun fact about you that I'm very excited and I am happy to announce. You are a captain on the fire academy at your school, correct?
Yes.
Hey,
Well,
man.
yeah,
So shout out to you doing that and being courageous. Shout out to the LA Fire Department. Shout out to all
yeah,
the fire
absolutely.
departments that are.
Yeah.
Especially what they're doing right now.
Amen. Exactly. That was my kudos. Hey, young man. You have a very bright future. I can't wait to see what you do. I'm gonna keep Wyoming on the schedule. I'm gonna keep a lookout on the schedule because I'm definitely gonna come check out a kid from Wilmington, make
Yes,
it
sir.
onto the big level and do the
Hell yeah.
thing. Hey, I'm Coach Paul. That's my co-host Jay, and this young man in front of you is Wyoming Commit Steven Perez, the Player of the Year of the Open Division and Marine League. Hey, y'all have a blessed day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and follow your boy Steven Perez's career at Wyoming. Y'all have a
Yes,
blessed one.
sir.
Peace.
Peace.